Archaeologists have unearthed and excavated an area in Thomas Jefferson's plantation home that was once the living quarters of Sally Hemings, a slave with whom he is believed to have had 6 children. Her room, which was built in 1809 and was 14 feet, 8 inches wide and 13 feet long, was next to Thomas Jefferson's room. However, the area was turned into a bathroom for tourists in 1941. It was only recently when historians analyzed a description of Sally's room by one of Jefferson's grandsons they concluded it was hiding under a modern-day bathroom at the Monticello home. Archaeologists then found Hemings' room including a brick hearth and fireplace, the structure for a stove and even the original flooring. The room was unearthed at Jefferson's Monticello mansion, his primary plantation home in Charlottesville, Virginia. Sally Hemings, 1773 to 1835, was a slave at the estate, and according to her son Madison Hemings, Sally Hemings' father was Thomas Jefferson's father-in-law, John Wales. She became Thomas Jefferson's property as part of his inheritance from the Wales estate in 1774, and came with her mother Elizabeth Hemings in 1776. She had 6 children, who are believed to have been fathered by Thomas Jefferson, after the death of his wife Martha Jefferson, including Beverly, Harriet, Madison, and Eston Hemings. In September 1802, political journalist James T. Callender, a disaffected former ally of Jefferson, wrote in a Richmond newspaper that Jefferson had for many years kept, as his concubine, one of his own slaves. Her name is Sally, Callender continued, adding that Jefferson had several children by her. Although there had been rumors of a sexual relationship between Jefferson and an enslaved woman before 1802, Callender's article spread the story widely. It was taken up by Jefferson's Federalist opponents, and was published in many newspapers during the remainder of Jefferson's presidency. Jefferson's policy was to offer no public response to personal attacks, and he apparently made no explicit public or private comment on this question. Sally Hemings left no known accounts. While Hemings was never technically a free woman, she was allowed to leave Monticello following Jefferson's death to live with her sons, Madison and Eston Hemings, in Charlottesville. It is believed that Jefferson kept his 6 children as slaves until they came of age, at which point he freed them one by one. Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence, and went on to become the 3rd President of the United States. Gardner Hallock, the director of restoration for the Monticello plantation, told NBC News, "The discovery gives us a sense of how enslaved people were living. Some of Sally's children may have been born in this room. It's important because it shows Sally as a human being, a mother, daughter, and sister, and brings out the relationships in her life." While Hallock says that the evidence showed that Sally Hemings lived a better lifestyle than other enslaved people on the plantation, her room didn't have windows and would have been dark and damp. Although there aren't many accounts of Sally Hemings, one account by an enslaved blacksmith named Isaac Granger Jefferson said, "Sally Hemings was mighty near white, very handsome, long straight hair down her back." Historians analyzed a description of Sally's room by one of Jefferson's grandsons, who described the room as being in the house's south wing. Following this, archaeologists decided to dig the area that was once a bathroom. Fraser Neiman, the director of archaeology at the Monticello home, said that digging Hemings' room revealed a brick hearth and fireplace, the structure for a stove and even the original flooring. The room is being restored, and will eventually be open for public viewings. Monticello's community engagement officer, Gail Jessup White, descends from both the Hemings and Jefferson families. Sally Hemings was White's great-great-great-great-aunt. White first learned about her ancestry when she was a child, and she has mixed feelings about it. She told NBC News, "As an African-American descendant, I have mixed feelings. Thomas Jefferson was a slave holder." White says that it's because of this that the local African-American community has not always embraced Monticello, but through her role, she hopes to tell the story of not just Thomas Jefferson, but the enslaved people and their families as well. The excavation and restoration are part of the Mountaintop Project, a $35 million effort to restore the Monticello room to how it looked at the time Jefferson lived there, and to also tell the story of the free and enslaved people who lived and worked at the plantation.